only thing, the advice I could give, just be prepared. You know, be prepared because, you know, life on life terms sometimes ain't fair, you know, and sometimes it's hard. So, I mean, if you prepare, that you can weather it. And because homelessness, for me, it does something to your self-esteem, you know, and I know for a fact that you can't make no moves if you don't have a home base.
Have our Roofover Shelter, which is one of our main programs that we offer on Bushkill Street, which again, it's one of the very few in the Lehigh Valley that provides housing for families who are displaced and have nowhere to go. We have enough apartments inside the building to house 6 families. So.
And to put them in an environment where almost they felt like they weren't homeless. Like, I think living in a dorm, you still don't feel like a family if you're living in a dorm. This is like you have your own apartment, you go to a home.
We were one of the first shelters that actually took families with multiple types of parents. We take 2-parent families, we take single families with children, and children up to 18 years of age. Many of the shelters did not take male children up to only a certain age, like 12 or 13. We take children up to 18 years of age, even if they're males, as long as they're still in school.
But you got your child with you and stuff, it's a little bit different, you know, because situations I put myself in, I gotta make sure that, you know, she's safe too.
Most recently, a gentleman who was in our Roofover facility is now providing carpentry work for us, as far as he's making a living being a kind of a jack of all trades, a handyman, and we have used him to do work at the Roofover facility. He's done a really good job.
Me and my family, me and my wife and my 2 daughters, basically ended up losing the place that we lived in back in 2002. And we didn't have a place to go. My kids was down at my wife's brother's house with his mother, well, with my wife's mother. And basically me and my wife were sleeping in my car.
I think he in some ways encapsulates what, you know, Roofover, the impact it has on people. You know, he's now managed to get out of the shelter. He went and had a career in which he was able to provide for his family, didn't return to homelessness, and then at the end of the day is able to give back to Roofover by, you know, helping us out with some maintenance repairs, and does it just because he, you know, truly values the impact that it personally had on his life, and he knows that that's what we need. We need people to, you know, give it forward.
Being here, it taught me a lot. It more or less made me grow. And to think about that I have to keep my butt on moving and keeping a job and supporting my family, keeping a roof over our heads. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing now. That's basically what they pushed me into doing.
I think the goals of Roofover initially is to stabilize the crisis situation, to be able to provide families with the skills to be able to identify and obtain resources from within the community that they will be able to obtain income or alternate resources that will enable them to be able to sustain themselves once they're out of a shelter program.
When I left, they gave me 1 month's rent, you know, to help me out, you know, even at the end. And they continuously help out, you know, like maybe Christmas would come up, they'd give us a basket. Like the basket, give us a basket of food and stuff like that, which helps, you know. I'm working and I got a good job, but that still helps.
Succeeding in the community, meaning that there is not a recidivism rate of them being homeless in the 9 years that I've been here. that they have went on to college, that or have gotten a job, that their children have gone to school, are still in school, are productive, that their families are engaged, and that they seem to be engaged in the community. To me, that's success.
Pay for my whole tuition. All I had to do just, maintain the C average. I did that. I did it. Got my diploma right there. I graduated, and so yeah, I'm proud of that. Where I'm working right now is called High-Tran Corporation. We make transformers, and it's a pretty good job. That's a good job. It's a good job, good people, and the owner is golden.
Again, it's saving those families that are displaced because of economic situations, giving them a place to stay, and they don't have to pay rent, and that the apartments are pretty nice. On the market, they probably will go anywhere from $900 to $1,200. So it is a significant value that we offer people who don't have the means to support themselves.
I did the hotel thing. I don't want to see the inside of another hotel unless I go far away and like a vacation type thing. But it's just, it was very, very, very hard.
I have no complaints. It gets no better than this. Like, we have our own apartment. It's still the shelter program, but we have our own apartment. We can cook our own food, We don't have to be bothered with, any of the drama or anything, It's good. I love it.
By having both the shelter and case management, it's kind of twofold because you can't do one without the other. By having the shelter, it affords us the opportunity to be able to take the individuals who are in crisis and place them in a situation where they are able to live for an extended period of time under supervision. At that point, in turn, it allows us also to be able to provide sort of in-home kinds of services, and immediate kinds of services where they have access to a caseworker right on the spot, where we can do some interfacing with them, we can do some life skills, educational kinds of things, some financial training with the families, we can do some interventions and group learning sessions that go around with parenting, some interactions with parent-child, some educational resources, both for the adults and also for the children, some tutoring stuff.
Help our shelter guests with a host of resources. I help them just gather information to transition back into society. I encourage them to all do the 2 years if they can, because if you're having proper case management for 2 years, it'll be easy for you to transition right back into society.
Mission is to, when we bring the families in, we want them to feel safe, feel secure, because they've been stressing. They don't have nowhere to stay. They don't know, not even a stove to cook their meals on, refrigerator to keep things cold, no beds, linens, none of that. So when you come into the program, we want you to feel that you have someone to advocate for you, to help you. We start off with asking them about goals and goal planning, and we start off with small steps.
Get your license for your car. They help you with that. If you want to get signed up for certain things like housing or Section 8, all that, they'll help you with all that. And I think that's good that they're helping these young girls out here that really need it. These young girls that don't have a place to go, and I feel that it's a good thing to help these young girls get back on their feet.
Our experience here has been really good so far.
Yes, it's been an uplifting experience. Yeah. Basically, a second chance for us to better our lives. Hopefully, the lives of our children will be benefited as well of the program.
My goal is to go back to school to get my GED and work on getting a car and basically continue taking care of my kids and giving them something that I never had.
To have families call to say that they may have been evicted or terminated from their home, or they're just, you know, on the street and don't have nowhere to go, that's a problem, and I have a heart for that, because it could easily be me. I could easily have a job today and then tomorrow be homeless. That's just how life is.
Families with children, when I look back, you know, on my own life and look back at the type of work that I've always done, it's always been with families and children.
So many people out here that just don't have nowhere to go. And I just thank God that I'm able to have the knowledge and the resources to help them transition back into society. So this is why I live to be a case manager. This is my passion. This is my dream.
I like to see folks succeed. It makes me feel good when I've had a part to touch somebody's life. You know, when I've had a part to make a difference, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel good for them.
I think a lot of people equate homelessness with the stinky, dirty, smelly, drunk, you know, bum that sometimes is portrayed on TV. And I have found, you know, kind of the opposite. Sometimes they are even more conscious of the fact that they, you know, might not have the means to have new clothes and always shower, so they're very conscientious about, you know, preserving whatever it is that they have. I find that they have the same kind of values. They value family. They, you know, they're not thieves and they're not liars and they're not cheats. They just, you know, are down on their luck.